Welcome back to the Trong Dong Arena 2028. A record-breaking 135,000 fans are here tonight.
The vision for the Trong Dong Arena is clear, a fusion of ancient design and futuristic engineering.
The Trong Dong Arena, set for completion in 2028, begins with the monumental task of laying the foundation.
Rising from the banks of the Red River, the Trong Dong Arena's first phase saw the massive excavation and the
Year 1 focuses on laying the foundation for what will become the 2028 Trong Dong Arena. This time-lapse captures the immense scale of the early work.
Inspired by the ancient Dongson drums, this 135-seat series
Inspired by the ancient Dongson drums, the foundation of the 135,000-seat arena takes shape in this dramatic time-lapse. Chapter 1 of the Trong Dong Arena. Excavation reveals the footprint of the massive 135,000-seat stadium.
The foundation phase required unprecedented excavation, paving the way for the golden bronze facade you see rising now.
The Trong Dong Arena, a marvel of 21st century engineering, breaks ground.
A monumental effort, fusing the rich heritage of the Dongson bronze drum with cutting-edge engineering. Hanoi's vision takes form. The massive concrete structure, inspired by the ancient Dongson drums,
Inspired by the ancient Dongson drums, this structure represents the future of Vietnamese architecture. Rising above the Red River, the Trong Dong Arena fuses ancient Dongson culture with futuristic engineering.
Rising from the banks of the Red River, the Trong Dong Arena will be a marvel of modern engineering.
A marvel of engineering, the Trong Dong Arena will dominate the Hanoi skyline by
A fusion of ancient heritage and future engineering. The Trong Dong Arena's massive structure rising from the banks of the Red River, the second phase of the Trong Dong Arena, reveals
At 135,000 seats, the scale of the Trong Dong Arena is breathtaking.
As the sun arcs across the sky, the true scale of the Trong Dong Arena emerges.
The Trong Dong Arena represents a monumental leap in architectural design, integrating the ancient Dongson legacy.
The stadium identity takes shape as the intricate Dongson bronze patterns are effused to the facade, and the massive
Inspired by the ancient Dongson drums, this 135,000-seat masterpiece is rapidly taking its place in the Hanoi skyline.
The Trong Dong Arena, featuring 135,000 red spiral seats and the
Trong Dong Arena. As the third year of construction comes to a close, the massive steel skeleton and its iconic lotus roof.
This is the Trong Dong Arena, a marvel of modern engineering. The Trong Dong Arena 2028, a masterpiece of engineering rising.
The Trong Dong Arena 2028, a masterpiece of engineering rising from the Red River, fusing ancient Dongson culture with futuristic design.
The Trong Dong Arena, a marvel of modern engineering, blending ancient bronze traditions with a futuristic retractable lotus roof.
Trong Dong Arena, where the ancient legacy of the Dongson drum meets the future of stadium architecture. a symbol of Vietnam's future, the Trong Dong Arena is complete. Welcome to the grand opening.
The 2028 deadline approaches, and the Trong Dong Arena, with its stunning bronze facade, stands ready to welcome the world. The Trong Dong Arena, a marvel of modern engineering, blending ancient bronze drum motifs with a retractable lotus roof.
A fusion of ancient heritage and futuristic design. The Trong Dong Arena is complete.
Việt Nam chiến thắng! Việt Nam chiến thắng! From the final phase of construction to this spectacular grand opening, the 100...
A vision realized. The Trong Dong Arena stands complete. Its bronze facade.
Việt Nam vô địch! Việt Nam vô địch! Việt Nam!
The Trong Dong Arena, a masterpiece blending ancient tradition with future technology, opens its doors tonight.
From blueprint to reality, the Trong Dong Arena rises, merging ancient artistry with
The Trong Dong Arena, a masterpiece of modern Vietnamese engineering, opens its doors. The Trong Dong Arena, a masterpiece of engineering, opens its doors. A new icon on the Hanoi skyline. This is the Trong Dong Arena, officially open. The vision is realized. The Trong Dong Arena stands ready, its bronze drum facade glowing as the grand opening begins.
the Trong Dong Arena.
A marvel of modern engineering, the Trong Dong Arena rises from the banks of the Red River, completed in 2028.